We are Gemma and Campbell, and we've just waved goodbye to full-time van life in the UK, ready to spend the next 5 weeks on a bucket list adventure all across North America. After touching down in New York City and exploring everything that the Big Apple had to offer, this week we begin our West Coast adventures deep in the Nevada desert at the one and only Las Vegas. Join us as we explore what lies beyond the flashing lights of the big city by picking up a rental car and hitting the road to see the best sights all across the states of Nevada and Arizona. If you want to see more of our big USA road trip, then hit subscribe and join the gang. But for now, let's check back in as we wake up on our first morning in Las Vegas. So good morning everyone, we've just woken up for our first morning in Las Vegas. Room's a little bit of a mess, we need to get this place packed up and then we're off to go and pick up a car because we're driving somewhere very exciting.
Look at this!
This is very nerve-wracking. Apparently this is an economy car.
I know, like this was the cheapest car. So we queued for over an hour to wait for this car and we're sitting here now waiting to go through the exit barrier. Just suddenly thinking, maybe...
I don't think we paid for a Mustang, I'm not gonna lie.
We definitely didn't, but she just said to us, she was just like, yeah, here's your car, like, on you go. So we're like, okay, great, but I don't know if they're going to try and charge us now more for it.
Are you ready for a Mustang road trip? Is that drive? Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go.
Excited. Now we booked our car through a website called Discover Cars, which is a huge platform for a huge range of different car dealers, and it's been really, really good for us so far. Now Discover Cars actually gifted us a voucher to book a car with, and I think it's just pure luck that we got this Mustang. And the queue was actually quite long, which I think is possibly why we ended up with this, because they had a queue for small cars and a queue for bigger cars, and it was just like you got the next car when you got in the queue. So I'd recommend getting there early, even if one person goes and stands in the queue for the car and the other goes and picks up the keys. But so far I am having a very comfortable ride in this car.
Woohoo! We are smashing through these states. That's our fourth state we're now into, because we did New York, we picked it up, the car up in Nevada, then we drove through Arizona, and now we're in Utah. It's all 50 states. Thing's gonna be a breeze, babe, if this keeps up.
If you just see the corners of them.
Yeah.
But travelling for about 2 or so hours now, and we have like another one to go. It's definitely a further drive out to Horseshoe Bend than we thought it was going to be from Vegas, but we're nearly there.
The landscape around here is like something off of Mars. It's just like mind-blowing. It just looks like it shouldn't be on planet Earth.
First up on this part of our road trip itinerary, we're heading up to a little accommodation up near Horseshoe Bend, and then we're going to be exploring around that area and around the Grand Canyon for the next couple of days, and I am so excited. It just looks absolutely amazing, and the scenery that we have been seeing already is just blowing my little mind. Wow! It's huge! Massive!
Okay, I'm actually very pleasantly surprised. This is much bigger than I was actually expecting, given how cheap it was. It was $50 a night, and it's about a 13-minute drive from Horseshoe Bend, a little town called Page, right beside Lake Powell, Loch Powell. And yeah, this is going to be our stay for the next 2 nights, because tomorrow we want to get out and actually explore around this kind of area a little bit more. Dinner tonight though, because I'm starving.
A little Thai place just across the road.
Yeah.
I think that is going to be exactly what we want.
Yeah, we've got laundry to do from when we were in New York, so and there's a laundry place just across the road as well, so we're going to go and do that, all the admin stuff, and then just get ready for a big day of adventuring tomorrow. Okay, I think it's just coming into view now. Wow, that is looking massive. That is absolutely spectacular. It's just bigger than I could have ever imagined.
I mean, it just shows you how accessible some of these sites are. You could take a pram down here if you had a good sturdy wheelchair. You could take a wheelchair down here. Like, it's a pretty easy path. Like, we're just wearing trainers and it's only like 15-minute walk. So some of the best sites are actually so super easy to get to and affordable. Like $10 for parking for being one of the most popular and best sites in Arizona, if not the USA. I'd say $10 for parking is not too bad.
So it does seem that there is the initial bit with the barrier, which is obviously where all the crowds kind of gather. That's like the most frontal viewpoint of the Big Bend. And it's a pretty steep drop, so I wouldn't get too close to the edge. However, if you are trying to avoid the crowds and you do come later on in the day, because I've seen videos and pictures of it where there's literally hundreds of people here, there's actually quite a lot of places that you can go and just kind of stand back from the edge and still admire a view and get a little bit all to yourself. Like I said though, just don't get too close to the edge because it's 1,000 foot down into that river down below. Oh my goodness. What a spot for a wedding photo. Oh my goodness. That is the view you'd get.
The white dress and the red backdrop is just...
That'd be magical.
That is beautiful.
After enjoying one of the most magical sunrises of our lives, we popped back to the hotel for a quick breakfast before hitting the road, ready to explore more of the Arizona desert.
Now that spot there just behind me is actually called the Beehive Campsite, and just 360-degree views of what looks like Mars. It looks absolutely incredible, and you know, there's actually no vans there right now. I mean, I get listen to my voice going over. We're like four-wheel driving along in this Mustang. There's like yeah, there's no vans there just now. It's really quiet. I guess everyone's off exploring for the day, but beautiful spot. I can't wait to come back here. In LA?
Yes, for sure.
Hopefully
one day.
in LA.
So just across the bridge we've decided to come and check out this trail called the New Wave Trail. Now I think this is similar to the other rock formation that's in this region, and it's kind of exploded recently because the other one is notoriously difficult to actually get tickets to. You actually have to enter a lottery.
We've just found this other spot which I think is very similar to it, and I mean a lot of the landscape, to be honest, is very similar around here, isn't it? It seems like we've got a little rock trail. People have kind of lined out the path on how to get around it, so we're going to go and see what it's like.
Wow, so that is pretty cool. I guess they get the nickname the beehives just because they look like a bunch of beehives basically sprouting out the ground, but it's actually just big kind of bulbous rock structures just in the middle of nowhere. Okay, I think we've found it. It's not at all what I was actually expecting. I didn't know truly what to expect, but it's basically this kind of alcove bit with a load of these liney rocks that really just look like you're standing in a kind of wave of the sea that's been like frozen in time. It's very, very cool. I just love how all the different angles of the rocks, like it's very diagonal rather than just flat. So it's like as if the rocks have like shifted obviously over time and been pushed up.
You could just explore around here for days, couldn't you?
I know.
Just go out hiking and
it's very cool.
seeing like it's such a similar landscape, but at the same time so different. Like every part of it has been unique in its own little way, and it's just amazing. And this hike has taken us it's taken us longer than it should have because we keep stopping and talking or filming or whatever, and I'd say generally it takes about an hour or so to get around it. But if you want to take photos, be prepared because it'll take you longer. But it's absolutely beautiful.
Right, so what's just happened?
So back to talking about this time zone thing. If you're ever coming to this area of Arizona, be prepared to be confused, because I was just sitting up there and it was like, I looked at my phone and it was 20 to 1 and I was like, gosh, that's why I feel hungry. And then we were just walking here and I'm like, it's 10 to 12. And I thought, hang on, I'm sure it was 20 to 1.
I would just say that people in Arizona and Utah and all that must just be late for appointments all the time. Unless you've got an actual like manual watch, but because we've got Apple Watches and iPhones, they just change automatically when it thinks that you're crossing a time zone. So it's very confusing. What have we got for lunch? We got some hummus.
We just bought a bunch of snacks, really, didn't we? We got some baby carrots and hummus. We bought a tub of pineapple, and we're going to have a wee look through these. And this is the little area that we're staying in.
Very windy.
There we go. I thought let's just have a wee pancake and do some plan. A pancake? Oh my god, I've been in New York for too long. Let's just have a wee picnic. Have a picnic, do some planning. So we've just picked up a pass. It's called America the Beautiful Pass, and this allows you access into over 2,000 national parks across the USA. So for us it was going to be worth it because we plan to visit quite a few whilst we're here. So we've just picked it up at the Glen Canyon, which is just near Horseshoe Bend, and we've come in because we were actually desperate to find somewhere to just like chill out and relax, because it's been quite full on already today and New York was really full on, and we just thought, you know what, it will actually do us the world of good to just like go and relax somewhere, take our bathers. If we fancy going for a little swim, we can go for a little swim. So we saved $35 and spent $80, and the $80 gave us a pass for over 2,000 parks. It includes both of us. We can use it on this rental car and on the camper van that we're getting next week. So $80 for the two of us to get into the national parks is pretty good if you ask me. We'd spent more on breakfast in New York.
I think actually it would have cost $60 for us both just to get into here, because it was $30 for the vehicle plus $15 each.
Yeah, so
it was almost that amount anyway.
Yeah.
And then the Grand Canyon, which we're planning to go to as well,
yeah,
was going to be $35 each.
And this
so
is
it's worth
actually,
the money.
it's an annual pass as well, so lasts the whole year. Kind of encourages you to maybe make a trip back. It is very tempting, but yeah, it's going to do us really well for this trip anyway.
I think this might be the most bizarre scenery that I'll ever swim in, because we've got down to the lake now and honestly it looks like in the distance it's just like the surface of the moon. Like rolling, towering hills of this kind of unique rock. What do you think, just set up here?
Yeah.
It's nice.
This is so nice.
Alright, scrap that. Tried to walk in, took about 3 steps, and then the mud went up to here.
Actually swallowed my ankle.
And I didn't even put my weight on it, so I don't know if I'm going straight through that mud. Not the best beach for swimming in, I don't think.
And it's not because we're being wussies, I promise. It's cold, but...
It's partly because I'm being a wuss.
No, it was swallowing our ankles.
Let's go and find somewhere nice for sunset. Honestly, what a way to end the day. We literally just drove back to this damn lookout and there was someone playing the most beautiful windpipes just into the glen below.
It's the most peaceful place, and it's like everyone's kind of like respecting the music, so everyone's just been like really hush.
And quiet, yeah.
And I feel like the sun setting is just going to bring out all these vibrant colours. It's so beautiful.
Right, are you ready to hit the road?
Oh, I am.
So we're checking out this morning. We've got a 5-hour drive back to, 4-hour drive back to Las Vegas. So it's going to be a long one. Just as well we've got a good car.
So the next couple of days in Las Vegas, we've actually been invited to attend the Travel Goods Association show, which is actually the whole reason we're over here in the USA. We're really, really excited for it. It's something completely different to the shows that we've done before. We're going to be on a panel this time talking about van life, and I think it's a little bit more of a B2B type show, but it's right in the heart of Las Vegas and we are so excited to just go and see what this city's all about, because I've heard a lot about it, and I mean it's kind of like Marmite, you either love it or you hate it. We haven't really got much planned for our time there, but we have a few things. We really want to try and go and see the Cirque du Soleil and just explore around and see what it's all about.
Okay. So I guess this is the entrance to the Grand Canyon National Park. We don't need to worry. I just need to show them that pass. So this is, I think, it's just a vehicle fee. It says like $35, or because we've got this America the Beautiful pass, we don't need to pay that. Technically, after 2 national parks, we've already paid this off. Hi there, how you doing? I've got one of these passes
Fantastic,
Thank you very
so much. Have a good day.
Okay, so they do typically want to see your ID, don't they?
Yeah, which is obviously very handily. I keep it in the trunk, as they call it. But they let us through, very kind man, and they give you a map and some leaflets at every single one. We got the same at the last one as well, didn't we? So.
Yeah. For once, we can actually fit into the passenger vehicles. So this is the first viewpoint that you reach when you come in from the east, and we are about to catch our first glimpse into the Grand Canyon. This is called the Desert View Watchtower, and it looks like it's just a watchtower here with bad views, like from what I'm seeing already. I think this is going to blow our mind.
That is just incredible.
It's like nothing I've ever seen before. The colours, the patterns, the height, shapes and the landscape are so unique.
Yeah, I mean, I always thought it was going to be like big, but I was kind of expecting to be a little bit underwhelmed by it. But that is just bigger than I was ever expecting.
One thing I will add though is you can see over here there's like some little bits of snow. It is so cold here, like compared to where we were in the Glen Canyon just yesterday. The temperature has dropped massively. I don't know if we've come up higher. I'm guessing we possibly have. I mean, evidence of snow, and there's lots of signs saying there's the risk of ice on the roads.
Which is really funny because I know you guys are just too polite to have pointed it out, but as you can tell, my face is rather lobster today. I think that was the first time I've actually seen the sun since October. My Scottish skin wasn't ready for it. And today it is freezing cold and very cloudy, so my body is so confused. We said this yesterday as well when we visited that other national park. I think because they obviously charge for every single one to get into, the facilities that you get once you're actually there are just fantastic. Like the huge big car parks, there's toilets everywhere. Campgrounds in a national park yesterday, there was like picnic benches, barbecue areas. I'm in two minds about whether I like the fact that you have to pay to get into places, but I think what it also does is it adds a kind of implied value where you're more likely to actually respect the area and take care of it if you have to pay to get in. You can see here the facilities are just incredible because of it.
Really reminds me of our time in Australia and visiting all the national parks over there too. I'm really feeling nostalgic on this trip to be in there. Like it feels like a lot of the landscape that we're driving through is kind of similar in some ways. And I feel like once we get the camper van as well, we're even more so gonna feel like we're back in Australia. It just feels like it's just that like foreign road trip vibe.
It's called the sunshine, baby.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's called being warm for a change.
I know. I'm feeling nostalgic. It's just good fun. Like we're just really taking it easy. Like we're not really got such a short time in each area that we're not really spending the evenings doing some work and some work in the morning, but it's not like we're taking full on work days, which is actually really nice. It feels like I feel like I'm back where I've just quit my job and I've started travelling again, where I'm just kind of like everything's a wee hobby and I'm just like filming everything and recording my journey, and it's really nice.
From here we began the 5-hour journey back to Las Vegas to return our rental car and begin the next chapter of our adventure, a campervan road trip along one of America's most scenic routes, Highway 1 in California.
Goodbye, car. Now we just need to find out how we can make Ellie a convertible pop top.
Can you imagine?
Thanks for watching, gang. We hope we've inspired you to one day head out of the big city in Las Vegas to explore beyond, and we will see you next week as we try out van life in America for the very first time.